We've talked a lot about toxicity. And we all know today that with what's going on in our environment, we need to get indoors, out of the outside and in our house to be able to be safe. Tell me a little bit about indoor air quality.
You know, it's one of the worst situations that we have to deal with right now, one of the most chronic. 1 in 4 in the United States, I should say North America because Canada was included in that, have allergies. 1 in 14 have asthma, and 1 in 18 have what we discussed in earlier shows, chemical sensitivities, meaning that it doesn't matter what they use, if it's not an organic compound, they react to it.
So you're safe in your house then?
No, you're not. Because you've got dust, cleaning products, carpeting. People paint their homes and they don't use paint that doesn't contain any volatile organic compounds. I was just recently quizzed by a local radio station about toxic paints. They know that I'm building a new office, and so they asked if I was going to have the whole office be green. And I said, of course I am. I'm not going to build an office that isn't all green. And they said, well, but what's the difference? Why do we have to have non-toxic paint? The smell goes away after it dries. Well, it doesn't. It's airborne, and it could be up to 6 years depending on the paint.
Wow.
So when you're talking about painting, I have found that the best quality paint, and I use Benjamin Moore, I don't mind saying it, their best quality paint, you only add $5 to the cost per gallon. Per gallon. So if your health isn't worth that, can you imagine in a nursery, in a home, anywhere, you have to have your body be in an environment that's 80% clean so that the 20% of the time that you are in a polluted environment, it's not going to sabotage you. We're not going to exceed that toxic load we talked about earlier, that the body exceeds its toxic load at a certain level. So we try to keep the air quality as clean as possible, and that's from everything, including, I have a very, very close friend that helps me teach a lot, and I teach in schools locally, and his name is Dusty.
Huh.
And do you know what Dusty is?
Well, Dusty
a cute
looks...
little furry friend here with his little fangs on the sides.
I'm not sure. What is Dusty?
Dusty is a dust mite.
Aha.
Children in the schools love it when I teach there. But Dusty is cute as a stuffed animal. But the dust mites can actually invade most of our pillows. That's why you should always, people sometimes have their pillow for 10, 15 years. Children have a lot of allergies, not just children, but specifically children, because their immune system is not able to cope with all the dust mites. So a foam rubber pillow, number one, is a petrochemical. You should not be using foam.
Really?
Absolutely, unless it's natural rubber. There are companies now that sell natural rubber pillows and mattresses. But I have an organic down pillow that has been hyperwashed. That means that they wash it 50 times to take all of the dander and all of the dust off of the feathers before they make the pillows. But I still wash that pillow once a month. It gets washed in hot water, dried in a hot dryer, and put back on the bed. So your close proximity, think about it, is your sheets, your blankets, and your pillow, right?
Yes.
It's indoor air quality for 7, 8, 9 hours a night.
But you kind of said sheets and mattresses, or pillows and mattresses. Your mattress is okay, isn't it?
No, no, because the mattresses all have, think about it, the mattresses have, under law, have a spray of flame retardancy, unless you get a letter from your doctor, which I have written many, many recommendations for patients to get a mattress made without the flame retardants, without the Scotch guarding. Think about it, Lyle. And then you end up with all of the foam, which is petrochemicals, and all of the other chemicals in the polyesters and the nylons and the things that they use to quilt the mattresses. So you end up in the toxic soup that you're sleeping on. Now, there's ways to protect that, and we can discuss that in another segment. But if you're going to have to be in a regular mattress, the least you can do is make sure that you launder your sheets correctly, meaning that you use an organic fabric softener, whether it's a liquid or a sheet, that is scented with something that's an essential oil, not a synthetic fabric softener sheet that has petrochemicals and many times even formaldehyde. And then you're laying on the pillow, which now is loaded with Dusty and all his friends and all his relatives, and if you look at a dust mite under a microscope, you would never have a dirty pillow again. It's that dangerous.
I wonder if we can revisit this. You've pretty much shocked me as we are now.
Oh, but he's so cute.
Yes, and I understand there's probably 500,000 of those in there too.
Exactly, exactly.
But there are 3 or 4 other things that I'd like to ask you about around the house, so if you don't mind, let's pick back up at another time.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Thank you.